Onto the hurlers, Matt. Again, we're leaving it late to go on to John Kiley and his men, but they're back in league action this week against Westmeath in Mullingar this Sunday afternoon. It's a real, with all due respect to Westmeath, it's pretty much you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't kind of a game that you're expected to hammer them, and if you do, there'll be people saying it wasn't a challenge, and if you don't hammer them, then you're no good. So for a game like this, how do they approach it?
Yeah, look, I suppose this is one of the weaknesses in the system. But like, if you're to have a competition and among the top 12 teams, there are bound to be counties that are considerably weaker than others. And like, um, look for Westmeath. They took an awful drubbing from Clare in the opening round. They were competitive um, for what 50 minutes against Wexford and Mullingar. But last time out, Jack, they held Cork to 6 points in Páirc Uí Chaoimh, and that's going to make it very, very interesting going forward, Jack. Because just to put it in the context of the league, and I think I referenced this last week. You have the potential, Jack, of 3 counties finishing on 8 points, which means that 2 will go through on scoring difference. That's all contingent on Clare beating Cork in the final round. Now, if it comes to scoring difference, Clare are invincible. They're on plus 41. Cork are on plus 12. Limerick are on plus 10. So, it's going to be very, very, very interesting. A very, very interesting 2 weeks. But getting back to your question, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. Is an accurate description of it. Sometimes, and this is no disrespect to them, I feel sorry for Westmeath, because you're promoted and with all good intentions and all that sort of thing, and then the next thing you're thrown into a cauldron with the All Ireland champions, with All Ireland semi-finalists, last year's league runners-up. Jack, it's 2 All Ireland semi-finalists, Galway and Clare. Sure, it's a very, very, very tough station. But I suppose what's most interesting about the weekend, like it'll be a seismic shock, Jack, if Limerick are beaten. It will be almost akin to Laois beating Limerick in the 1984 Centenary Cup. You were hardly at that game, Jack, were you?
No, I didn't. I never even heard of that game, to be honest with you. But yeah, it's a potential banana skin. Even if Limerick win, you want to be winning heavily enough. Last year Offaly would have been the equivalent of Westmeath. They won that by 24 points. They beat Westmeath by, was it 17 or 18 the last time they were Mullingar 2 years ago. Now, I think in 2019, maybe, Westmeath put it up to Limerick for large parts of the game. Was it 124 to 18 or something in the grounds? But it's very hard to see anything but a Limerick win. So, for John Kiley, I suppose
the main interest, Jack, will focus on John Kiley's selection.
That's what I'm saying. Is there anyone, that you'd like to see play, or else you think needs a big game? Because after Sunday, we're only 6 weeks from championship. Is there anyone you're looking at?
Yeah, you and I were talking about it during the weekend, and I would certainly agree with Colin Coughlin and Adam English and Shane O'Brien.
Yeah.
This may be an opportunity to go some way towards putting down a marker for a championship place. Now, it'll be interesting. I understand that both Declan Hannon and Cathal O'Neill are closing in on a return. Will John Kiley use it to give him game time? Certainly to Cathal O'Neill, who hasn't featured this year.
Yeah.
He might use his captain sparingly. Now, Hurler of the Year, Dermot Burns is back. I understand. Will there be a temptation to give him a game or 2? So these are a couple of the imponderables that that as we always say, Jack, the hazard of second guessing John Kiley's team selection. You invariably end up with egg in your face. But these are some of the possibilities. I could see starts for Colin Coughlin, and I could see starts possibly for Adam English. I see another game for Shane O'Brien, who is really putting down a marker already in the games to date. And what about Micheál Houlihan?
Yeah, there's numerous options. One for me is Richie English, because we haven't seen Mike Casey yet. Mike showed last year he only needed one game before getting back into the swing of things for the Munster Championship. But if he doesn't play this weekend, if he doesn't make the squad this weekend, you're probably thinking that Wexford comes too early. Now there's probably league semi-finals and finals to give him more time. But then you're looking at, does Richie English fill in a 3, or does Dan Morrissey move back there? If you're not moving Dan Morrissey back there, you have himself, Kyle, Declan, Darren Burns, and Colin Coughlin having to fit into 3 spots. That maybe not this weekend, but we will probably see John Kiley's championship team against Wexford probably in the Gaelic rounds.
Well, nearer to John Kiley's team, I'd say. Kieran Barry, of course, will Kieran Barry get another full game, another opportunity? Might Fergal O'Connor get another run out?
Yeah, he's another one that had to go off injured. It looked like a head injury against Clare a couple of weeks back. Dave Reedy, we don't know. We haven't seen David since that night as well. Adam English has kind of come in his place. There's loads of options. But on Dermot Byrne...
would that be a possibility? That we could see a first start for Donegal O'Donnell in Mullingar?
Yeah, because he's really taken... He's probably played 10 minutes maybe in the 3 games, and he's got 1-2. He scored in every game. He hasn't got much ball, but he's made the most of it. I think Mullingar is definitely a chance for him to start. I'd like to see him start, and because Shane O'Brien has got his chances and taking them, but equally so Donegal from the bench, it wouldn't be outside the realms possibility to see him starting. There's loads of players, but Dermot Burns obviously hasn't played this year. He took a break. Now he's probably playing over in Dubai or the Middle East, wherever he was. But if you want him right for Waterford on the 24th of April or 23rd of April, you probably would want to be seeing some game time in Mullingar, and then probably from the start in Wexford. I think it's fair to say.
Yeah, that's what I would imagine that you would possibly be seeing. We're definitely going to see Dermot Burns over the next 2 games. Possibly next Sunday would be a game to ease himself back into it.
Yeah, I suppose Limerick wouldn't have gone out to reach a league semi-final, but it looks so close. It's probably given John more time to see players, less time for recovery, obviously, but for the likes of Dermot now and Declan, Cahill, Dave Reedy, all these come back from injury. It is a bit of a luxury in a way that they do have chances to test these lads in big league games,
Absolutely, and no disrespect to Wexford and Westmeath, in terms of juggling your forces and in terms of looking at players in a big match situation, and there's going to be a huge crowd in the Gaelic grounds on Sunday week because it's a double header with the football game with Kildare. So it will give John Kiley an opportunity to see these fringe players or these players aiming to break through, to see them in a big match situation, and possibly in front of a decent crowd.
Yeah, it's interesting. It'll be an interesting couple of weeks for the hurlers. But this Sunday at 2:00, they're in Mullingar, and please God, they can get the job done and do it in a convincing manner that it brings it down to last day showdown at home against Wexford for a place in that league semi-final.